Do you want to have more fun with your Leica Q3? Let's talk about it. As I've talked about many times, the Leica Q3 is just an incredible camera. I'm a big fan. The 60 megapixel sensor, the Summilux lens, the IP52 weather rating. I mean, this is really quite a camera, and it's really, hangs right up there with the biggest and baddest cameras around. But it's easy to forget it's also a fun camera. It's a fun camera to carry. It's easy to carry. I'd like to maybe explore some of the things on the fun side of the Q3. So start by taking the camera and setting it to JPEG instead of RAW. A lot of people don't do that, but we're gonna have some fun today, so let's do that. And we can set that to, of course, several sizes of JPEG, but for our fun day today, let's set this to the smallest 18 megapixel JPEG, and let's explore some of the other fun things we can do with the Q3. So if you have a Q3, or if you're looking at a Q3, you probably know that there's some neat things baked into the standard menus. The Q3 has film styles that come with the camera in the standard menu, and if you're shooting JPEGs, you just go down to the JPEG selection. I'll show you how to do it in just a minute. But in that standard menu, you've got your standard film style, your vivid film style, your natural film style. Those are all color film styles. And then you've got your standard monochrome, which is just called monochrome, and then monochrome high contrast. And I shoot that monochrome high contrast an awful lot. It is, you take all your Fuji film styles and your custom recipes and everything, and I've never seen anything as nice as this Leica monochrome high contrast film style. It's really a great monochrome style. And we will take a look at these, and don't forget that we're talking JPEGs today. So these film styles, and we're going to talk in a minute about the Leica Looks, those all only affect the JPEG. So we're shooting JPEG today under this scenario, but if we were shooting, for instance, JPEG and RAW, these film styles and the Leica Looks only impact the JPEGs. The RAWs they're always what the camera sees, all the data that the camera sees. That's why it's called a RAW file. So as we go through this, keep in mind these are only impacting the JPEGs. So let's take a look at how we get to these standard film styles. So the standard film styles are here on the second page of the menu. So of course, first tap gets you to the quick menu, second tap gets you to the standard menu. The little white circle up on the top shows you where you are in the menu. So we're just gonna scroll down here to JPEG settings. And here you can see all your JPEG sizes, noise reduction, etc. And here at film style, we can access the built-in styles. Here's something I bet you didn't know. Take a look at the bottom. You can further customize all of these standard film styles. So, whether it's vivid or high contrast, monochrome, you can come down here into each one and customize contrast, highlight, shadow, sharpness, and saturation. So you can really customize these built-in styles. But wait, there's more. These are just the built-in styles. So now enter Leica Looks, and that's where I think the real fun starts. So Leica Looks are an additional uploadable group of presets from Leica that can be applied to your JPEGs, just like the film styles, but these you upload and apply them as a JPEG. So think kind of Fujifilm recipes without the customization. These are really kind of standard. You bring them on, you can't really tweak them at all once you get them onto the camera. But Leica brought these out a couple of years ago, and they've been kind of quietly adding to the list of looks. There was only a few, and now they keep adding some here and there. And the only bummer is these work on the Q3 and the SL3 variants. But unfortunately they're not out. I'd love to see these for the Deluxe 8. They'd be super fun on the Deluxe 8, but that hasn't happened yet. So right now just the Q3 and the SL3s are the ones that can take advantage of this. But check these out. If you look in the Leica Photos app, after you connect to your Q3 or your SL3, we're working with the Q3 today, Look at these looks. So here's bleach. This is a kind of a cool low saturation look. This is a fun one. This one's called Greg Williams, which is named after, you guessed it, Greg Williams. If you don't know who Greg is, he's an English photographer, pretty famous guy. Started as a war photographer, and his namesake monochrome look here, that is one of these Leica Looks, has a real natural feel that I really like. It's not contrasty, it's just kind of a real natural monochrome feel. Plus he's a rock star. I mean, he has a Leica Look named after him after all. That's pretty cool. This is another one called Teal. It has really kind of a cinematic tone, which is neat on the cooler side. Brass is a little bit the opposite, with warm tones, kind of a golden hour feel. Chrome is a desaturated look. If you've ever played with Fuji cameras, you can kind of compare this to Fuji Classic Chrome, or the Fuji Classic Chrome film, which is where the look comes from. And Eternal is really neat when you want high contrast and saturation. So kind of think, Tokyo at night, something like that. So it's a neat look. Contemporary gives that more kind of modern, natural look, and then classic has a really like a film look to it, and it's pretty neat too. And then we get into three that I have never quite understood. These three here: blue, selenium, and sepia, all kind of weird monochrome variants. If you have a use for these, good for you, but I find them just a little bit strange, so I've never played with them. This is fun, right? But you say to yourself, well, Fuji has been doing this forever. I shot Fuji for a long time. So what's the difference? And for me, when you look at the Q3, you have this real badass 60 megapixel raw file powerhouse, right? And you can turn it into a fun 18 megapixel JPEG, kind of fun machine with a bunch of Leica Looks in it. And then turn it back into a 60 megapixel raw file powerhouse again. So I say that's pretty unique. I had a lot of Fujis and played with film recipes and shot Fuji for a few years, which was a lot of fun. But I think the Q3 is a little different because it's a big, serious camera, right? With a Summilux lens and everything else we talked about. And then, hey, let's play with it and make it fun. And then bam, we're right back to a serious camera again. So the Q3 is it's such an exceptional camera and has so much flexibility. But this is fun. These are the kind of the fun side of the Q3 personality. So let's talk about how you get these Leica Looks. You head into the Leica app and connect it to your Q3. Again, this only works with the Q3s and the SL3s, nothing else, unfortunately. But once you connect to your Q3, look at this little circle thing up here in the corner. That's the Leica Looks section. So if you touch this, here are all the Leica Looks. The camera will hold up to 6 Leica Looks at a time. So you can have, again, all those Leica film styles that are in the menu. And then you can hold 6 additional Leica Looks, which is nice. So let's just pick 6 of these and we'll transfer them over to the camera. It just takes a second. And now if we go to the camera, we see them here and we can select one and we're ready to go. The app tells you, if you've got all 6 slots full and you want to add another one, it'll take you to this screen and you can delete 1 or 2 and make some space. And to get back out of a Leica Look and back to in-camera film style, just pick a film style. So let's try one of these Leica Looks. So how about Greg Williams? So we pick it in the menu. And look, this is the cool part. The back panel and the EVF change to the Leica Look, just like it does with the built-in film style. So how's that for cool? Now let's do this. Let's see here. Let's save this as a user profile. So we head over to the menu page, page 4 here, scroll all the way down to manage profiles, save as a profile. So there it is, and let's test it now. So back to film styles and pick standard. Standard color on the screen here, right? So standard color on the screen and the EVF. Now go to the quick menu, pick that shape of the little guy, that's your user profiles, and voila, we are back in the user profile we set for Greg Williams. And we can even name this profile, you know, we could call it Greg Williams or whatever we want. Unfortunately, that doesn't show in the quick menu, but just an example of how quickly you could switch between these Leica Looks and the Leica film styles using that quick menu. So now you can see how the Q3 is really a neat camera. It's got all these different personalities. It can be a serious 60 megapixel shooter. It can be a fun JPEG shooter. It could be a combination of both. And you know, the neat thing is you want to do all that stuff. You just need this one camera. And it can be a quick JPEG shooter. It could be a serious shooter, you know, portraits, landscapes, whatever you want, all in one package here, which is pretty unusual. You don't need a bunch of cameras. This camera really does do it all and has a lot of different personalities to it, a lot of different use cases. So I'm encouraging you to play with that, play with those film styles, play with those Leica Looks. I'll probably do another video where I get out and actually demo some of these Leica Looks, but I just wanted to get you thinking, you know, get the kind of the juices turning if you've got a Q3 or if you're thinking about a Q3. You know, there's a great fun side of this camera, and you think, gosh, if I'm going on a trip and I just want to take one camera and I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff in my suitcase or in my backpack, you can take this one camera and it can be your big raw shooter, your big dramatic vacation photo shooter. It can be your fun JPEG shooter. You could load these Leica Looks and shoot different color styles, film looks, whatever you want, all in this one camera. So it's really a incredible camera from Leica that just has a lot of different use cases. As you can tell, you know, I'm a massive fan of this thing. It's a fun camera, it's easy to use, it's easy to take with you, and I hope you saw today, has a lot of dimensions, has a lot of personality other than, you know, we like to just say Q3, but this thing is like, you know, a bunch of cameras in one, and is an awful lot of fun. So this is Captured Light Creative. You know, I'm Brian Carmichael. Thank you for joining me. If you're a subscriber, I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe, and you know, also comment. You know, it's really fun. Some of the best fun I have is looking at comments and talking to people through the comment section. So feel free to, if I missed anything, put it in there, good, bad, whatever. It's fun to just have some dialogue around these videos. So I appreciate you joining me today, and I'll see you next time.